everyone, and welcome to day number 4 in the XD Daily Creative Challenge. As always, I'm so glad to be here live with you guys in the Adobe Studios and in San Francisco. So let's see who's joining us today. Hi, Ash. Hi, everyone. And Rick. So nice to see you guys. Alex, Christian. Hi. So nice to see you. Morning. All right, so today's day 4, and we're going to be doing some redesigning. We're going to redesign a really cool weather app, but before we jump into that, I'm just going to quickly go over what the XD Daily Creative Challenge is, just in case this is your first time tuning in. So the XD Daily Creative Challenge is essentially a really great way for you to practice your UI design and prototyping skills right in Adobe XD. So, maybe you're a beginner, maybe you just want to, practice some more, maybe you want to see some really cool features that Adobe XD has to offer. This is just a really great way for you to practice and see some really great features in Adobe XD. All right. So I'm just going to quickly show you how you can, participate in the challenge. So if you go to the URL right above my head and join our Slack channel, there's just different ways that you can participate. So every day we post the Daily Creative Challenge in the announcements channel. So right now it's day number 4. So as you can see, we have day number 4's challenge right here. Let's say you want some design feedback on your designs. Pretty self-explanatory. Just post your design in the design feedback channel, and you'll get some very helpful and valuable feedback. Under Help General, you'll get some maybe additional feedback or some additional help if you have a more technical question. And of course, first thing you're going to want to do is introduce yourself. So as soon as you join, be sure to tell us your name and where you're from. It's so exciting to see where everyone is from. And also, I also encourage you to upload your work to Behance. So if you use the keyword XD Daily Challenge, as you can see, we have a bunch of designs that you guys have shared, and I definitely want to feature your work live on the show. So definitely use that keyword so I can see your work and feature them. Okay, so that's just an overview of what the XD Daily Creative Challenge is all about. So let's jump into day number 4's challenge. So I'm just gonna head on over to XD. And as you can see, this is the template that you can download if you want to follow along with me. So for day number 4, we're going to be redesigning the dark sky weather app using 3 screens, now, today, and weekly forecast. So redesigning is just a really great way for you to, add some more designs to your portfolio. And let's say you want to work for a company like Netflix or maybe even Adobe. Just redesigning some of their products is just a really great way for you to kind of have them see your work, possibly. So I'm just going to go to Behance and quickly show you some redesigns that other people have done. So let's see some redesigns. Oh, let me just go into Discover. Redesign. So if you filter in Behance and just use the search term redesign, you can see the various redesigns that people have attempted to do. So let's maybe look at some redesigns of Netflix. So as you can see, it's just a really great way for you to add something to your portfolio and just practice how maybe Netflix was designed, and it's just a really great way for you to get a sense of the different ways that you can probably interpret the app and recreate the app and just practice UI design. So I'm gonna head on over to XD just so we can get started. Okay, so to redesign our weather app, first thing we're gonna do is add a background to our screens. So for time's sake, I've already added a header And basically I got this from the free wireframe kit that's available in Adobe XD, and all you need to do is just go to File, Get UI Kits, Wireframes, and then there's a free wireframe UI kit that you can download. So for today's weather app, I decided to design the weather for Toronto because that's where I'm from. So that is what I'm going to do today. So just going to show you a really cool trick that you can do in Adobe XD. I'm going to press Command-Shift-L to open up Creative Cloud Libraries. And I'm also going to duplicate this rectangle here by pressing Command-D. So we have 2. So I'm just going to drag and drop this photo of the Toronto skyline onto our shape here. And there we go. So I have the skyline below this rectangle. So I'm just going to drag it here. And I did reduce its opacity to 90%. And if you want to know how to do that, all you need to do is press 9 on your keyboard. And then it reduces the opacity to 90%. So right now I think it looks good, but I actually want to edit this background photo. So to do that, since it's already in my Creative Cloud library, I'm just going to right click and I'm going to select Edit. And it's going to bring me into Adobe Photoshop. So I want to change this into a black and white photo. So really easily, I'm just going to go into Image in Adobe Photoshop, and I'm going to select Mode and then Grayscale. And now we have a black and white image. So I'm just going to hit the libraries panel here. And let me press Command-S to save it. And now in our library, our black and white photo appears. So I'm just gonna head on over to Adobe XD. And as you can see, it automatically updates, which is really cool. So I guess a key takeaway from this is if you have a photo and in your Creative Cloud library and you want to edit it, you can easily do that. And it will automatically edit in real time when you switch over back to Adobe XD from Photoshop. Okay, so now I'm just going to apply this to our 2 other artboards. So I'm just going to select both, press Command-C. Let me just remove that. Command-V to paste. And then I'm going to select or click Command-Shift-Left bracket to send it to the back. And I'm going to do the same for our 3rd artboard. There we go. Really easy. All right, so again, for time's sake, I've already kind of pre-added a few elements. So now we're just going to kind of modify these elements that came with our template file, just so it looks a little more like our weather app, but we're gonna make it a little bit more clear because as you can see, it's pretty bland, and we're gonna just add a bit more color to our elements. So as you can see on our today artboard, I have the temperature. So right now in Toronto, it's 28 degrees Celsius. And I also added a high-low temperature reading here, just slightly below our or today's temperature. And of course, I have today right above the temperature here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to select this circle, and in the Assets panel in the colors area here, I'm just going to select this gradient. Like so. And I think I'm gonna edit the gradient a little more. So to do that, all you need to do is select the fill here. And then this gradient adjustment pops up. So I'm just going to drag this out a little more. And I guess the red color indicates that it's hot, and then the blue indicates that it's cold. So I want to show a little more of the red right now for this circle. So I'm just going to drag it out slightly. There we go. So in addition to that, I'm also going to jump to the Now artboard. And I'm going to add some more color. It's gonna sort of look like this, but I'm gonna add some blue to this, this object here to indicate whether right now the sky is overcast or it's clear. So I'm just gonna select this object, press Command D, and I'm gonna shrink it down slightly, like so. Oops. And I'm gonna select this object and color it this color, and this indicates that the sky is clear. And then for the bottom, I'm gonna color it this dark blue, which indicates that the sky is overcast. So I have some pre-built, I guess, temperature metrics. So I'm just gonna go into my symbols library, and I'm gonna drag and drop this large temperature data. And I'm gonna position it right here. And if you're wondering how I created this, definitely tune into days 1, 2, 3, because I went a little more in depth on how to use the repeat grid. But essentially, this is just a really simple repeat grid. All you need to do is hit T on your text to grab the text tool. And then I'm just gonna write now, press Command R to activate the repeat grid, drag it down, and then of course you can add the time or the temperature. So kind of similar to the dark sky weather app, there's some little ticks that extend out so you can add a label to whether the sky is clear or overcast or cloudy. So I'm just going to double click on this shape right like so. And as you can see, some anchor points are revealed. So let me zoom in so you can see it a little better. I'm just going to add 3 anchor points, like so. And I'm going to drag out our middle anchor point so that it creates a tick, just like that. And let's say you want to maybe drag it around or drag it up and down. Just make sure you select all 3 anchor points, and then you can drag it. And it doesn't keep it in place, so if you want to make sure that it doesn't distort the object that we already created, you can just hit up and down on your arrow keys, like so, just so it doesn't distort the shape. So I'm just gonna do this here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna drag it out to create another tick. So now I'm just gonna hit T to grab the text tool, and let's write clear. And overcast. And let's color that white. There we go. Okay, so now that we've already designed our, I guess, temperature for right now, I'm just going to duplicate this entire, these objects. And I'm just gonna press Command C to copy. And then I'm going to select the Today artboard and press Command V to paste it. And by putting it on our Today screen, this is kind of just a preview of the next screen. So we don't have to show all of it, but just I guess half of it, or a little less than half. Okay. Oops. Okay. So So as you can see, this is going over our navigation area. So I'm just gonna press Command Shift, Command Shift left bracket. Oh, that's a little too far. Okay, let me remove this. And just send it backwards. There. And now I'm just going to remove the curve. So I'm just going to delete this. Okay, so that is our first screen, and we have our second screen. So now moving on to our weekly screen. So I'm just gonna show you a really cool trick, which is how to add a gradient to these objects here. So first thing we're gonna do is I'm just gonna move this over onto our pasteboard. And I'm gonna hit I'm gonna select R on my keyboard to draw object. Gonna remove the border, and in the assets panel I'm going to add the gradient in my colors panel, and by selecting the fill right here, I'm just going to make this horizontal. So now it's from cold to hot. So just gonna make this a little bigger. Okay, so now this is a symbol, so I'm just gonna ungroup this symbol. And I am going to move it here. So now I'm gonna select them all, hit the Pathfinder tool here, it's the Add button. So I'm just gonna hit Add, and then I'm gonna select them both. Go to Object, Mask with Shape, and now we have our gradient applied to our object. So I'm just going to add it back onto our weekly screen, like so. And I'm also going to add a symbol that already has our data. There we go. So just in case you're wondering, I got these icons from Adobe stock. Okay, so in addition to adding Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the days of the week, we're also going to add some temperature, similar to our dark sky weather app. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Oops. Just gonna move it over slightly and shrink it, just so there's room to add some temperature. And naturally, when you're designing, you'll need to do some adjustments. So I'm just gonna shrink this down a little bit. And I think I'm going to reduce the size to 16. Okay. Okay, so that's our third screen. I'm gonna just add a title to this screen that says weekly. So I'm gonna hit T on my keyboard to grab the text tool, and let's write weekly. Okay, so those are our screens. So I'm just gonna show you how to prototype this. So jumping over to this screen, this is kind of the app all designed and ready to be prototyped, obviously for time's sake. So I'm just gonna show you how we can have this nav area transition seamlessly and without, moving our scroll position. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna color them all white. And since this is our first screen, I'm just gonna select the other two dots in this navigation icon, and I'm gonna hit number 5 on my keyboard to reduce their opacity. Looks like this one. Oh, okay, so these were locked. That's why the color wasn't applying. So let me just add that back. And I'm gonna hit Command L to unlock them. Oops. Oh, okay, so it's 50%. So let me just select this one. Let me see what's going on. Okay, so there's multiples of that one. Okay. White. And this is white too. Okay. So there was multiples and they were locked, so I had to unlock them and remove the duplicates. So I'm just gonna select these two and hit 5 on my keyboard to reduce their opacity. And we're gonna leave this one because it's our first screen, so it's okay if this doesn't have opacity. So same for this one, color them white. And now I'm gonna select this one, reduce it to 50%, and our third screen in our navigation to 50%. And then let's color these white. Select these two, 50%. So now I'm gonna jump to prototype mode, and I'm gonna select our first navigation icon, and I'm gonna wire it to our second screen. And as you can see, I selected preserve scroll position, and I set transition to dissolve, easing to ease out, duration 2.2 seconds. And now I'm gonna select this one in the middle. I'm gonna wire it to our third artboard. And again, we have preserve scroll position selected, transition to dissolve, easing to ease out, and duration 2.2 seconds. So now I'm just gonna select the desktop preview icon. And let's just quickly see. Here we go. So when you select the menu icons here, it goes to the next artboard and it preserves this scroll position, which is really great. Okay, so that was day number 4. We redesigned the Sky Weather app. I definitely will refine the design because, for time's sake, I kind of had to just make sure I showed you the key tips and tricks for today. But yeah, so definitely see me in the Slack channel, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for this redesign. I guess we can take a quick look at the schedule for today. No? Okay. Well, stay tuned for the next show. And yeah, so thank you guys for joining me for day number 4. And I can't wait to see you guys next week for the next creative challenge. Bye.